Hey folks, this is Vincent Adley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Line War. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 25 bucks or so. And this is going to be more of a first impressions video because this game, I'll just come right out and say it, it has a fairly high learning curve. The number of tutorial videos that are in this game are insane. Granted, most of them are maybe 30 seconds to a minute long, but the amount of things that you can do in this will drive a person mad. Now, when you're setting up your game, you can have other people play cooperatively with you, which is nice. You can add AI bots to your team or to the enemy team. You can add teams so they could 1v1v1 or 2v2v2, that kind of thing. So you can do teams, duels, free-for-all, all sorts of cool things. And best part of this all is these maps are like randomly / procedurally generated via seeds. So no game is typically going to be the same twice. And once you're done picking your teams, you enter this picking phase. This is where you and everyone else, including the AI if there is any, will be sort of like draft picking areas of land that they want for themselves to possibly start in at the beginning of the game. And this may take a while. If the map is larger, you're going to have to constantly, the computer wants you and every other player to cover every single piece of land that is available to everyone. So you may be drafting for like 8 or 9, 10 turns before this stage is done. And once that is done, once the picking phase is done, you pick a final location to start. Out of all of the areas that you drafted at the end of it all, you pick one little territory that you want to start in. Coordinate with your team members if you want, of course, but then from there it goes on. Now, this is an RTS, real-time strategy, but it's more of like command line manager war sim where you don't control the units directly. Rather, you're going to be giving these units the command. And what you're trying to do is capture territory as well as manage gold or your money income as well as energy in order to be successful. You're just trying to destroy the enemy teams. That's what you're trying to do. And you are going to be drawing command lines from one location to another. And this is where things get dicey because there are different units in the game that you can produce. Like if you put a barracks down, it'll by default produce like a trooper, I think. But if you click on that particular barracks, you can change the type it produces, or you can have them produce all of those units, like in succession, and they just keep pumping them out. And if you don't have the right unit type selected in your pathing, they'll just sit there. Like the ones that are selected will go out, but the ones that weren't selected to go along that command line or command path will just sit there and do nothing. And you're scratching your head. Why aren't they moving? Why aren't these things moving? Or there's lines that you can draw. If you just click on a location, it makes a circle, and everyone around, like every friendly unit around you will sort of be attracted to that spot. And if there's one of those circles and you're trying to draw a line, sometimes the units get hung up and won't move. So it's like again, the learning curve is fairly high. Now, while you're doing that, while you're sending troops out that are automatically being produced, you will be able to put down refineries on top of like oil wells that are hard-coded on the map, and this will give you the energy that you need. You'll be able to put down towns on top of like these empty build slots, like pre-made build slots, and then they can be upgraded to, I think, cities or whatever towns, I don't remember. Towns to cities, I think it is. And they can only be upgraded to cities, though, if all of the resources connected to it have been like expanded upon. Like if you've put down a production building on those empty locations, only then can you upgrade a city to a town or town to a city. There we go. So it's a fairly complicated kind of game. I've talked for 4 minutes now. Idly, she's with me. She has some viewpoints, so have at it.
I freaking hate this game. Like, it's just, no, I'm kidding.
Oh man. Oh man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I can appreciate a lot of aspects of this game. I don't even mind the line movement. I just I don't like how stupid it made me feel. Like I feel it really does have such a high learning curve, and it took me way too long to get comfortable with how movement worked and how building worked.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I started learning, just started learning things, I was so frustrated I was over it. And I wanted to play MMORPG Tycoon, which is actually very similar with the whole line movement sort of thing, but has more meat to it and no combat. So I don't know. It was that's what it reminded me of, and it was so it's okay. It's not
Mm-hmm.
my favorite game. I if you wanted me to play this again, I would, but I won't be happy about it.
Yay. So there's so much more that we didn't talk about. Like, for example, not only can you draw lines, like paths to go, like there are two lines or whatever, you can you can click on that pathing button in order to expand the size of that line so more units are attracted to it. There's defensive lines that you can make with like units will start building barricades or whatever, but they are susceptible to enemy fire. Um, there's again, it's hard to talk about all of these things in a quick 8 to 10 minute video. It really is. There's a lot to it, but it's a lot more strategic than I initially thought it would be. And the reason I like it so much, I think, is because it gives me those Ultimate General Civil War vibes in the sense that you can create defensive lines. You are watching your flanks, making sure that enemies can't get around you. Like, it's positional and tactical and strategic. It's that part of.
Everything,
Mhm.
yeah, sorry, everything that I don't like. So, well, to be fair, I did have fun with Supreme Commander too, and it had that sort of map, that whole
Right.
tactical map
And we
thing.
play Company of Heroes 3 every week to do the weeklies, and
Hmm.
you seem to enjoy that. It's more arcadey and hands-on and more action-packed. This is more like you have to plan your movement because the energy I was talking about earlier, whenever you move anything but like troopers, like if you move tanks or I think ships, that uses energy. So you have to be careful about moving too many of those unit types and it'll drain your energy. And if you're out of energy, I think all of your units are like 20% more susceptible to damage or something like that. So you have to be careful about where you're moving things, why you're moving there. And you're trying to capture territory, watch your flanks, take out the enemy. That being said, I really enjoyed this. That I mean, I still feel stupid playing it. I'm like 30% of the way there because there's supply lines and you can draw pipelines between them. There's trains. The pipelines can connect from one refinery to another. Like there's more to it than I've even seen.
City
So
building, lots of city building.
kind of, sorta, yeah, kind of, sorta. You can put things on farms and
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway, I recommend this only to people that have the patience to learn a complicated game. If you need instant gratification, then Company of Heroes 3 is more your speed. If you don't mind a slow strategic burn with some learning to do when it comes to like interface and puzzling out why this isn't going the way it's supposed to, then you may enjoy this if you've got the patience for it. If you've got the patience, there are tutorial videos you can access while you're playing, which is fantastic, and you can have AI bots on your team too, which will help you out. I recommend that. Like do a 3-on-1 with some AI bots, and you can even set handicaps. So there's no reason not to give it a try because there's that Steam refund window, but I recommend it,
Hmm.
and I don't think Idly does though. We're
No,
conflicted.
yeah, real quick though, I just want to say that the tutorial videos are superb. I will say that. Like they're
Hmm.
really well spoken and thought out. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. Line War. This is Vincent Idly. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care.
Bye guys.